Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Mentality Movements, week 2, talking about Legacy by James Kerr. And last 2 days we've gotten to some really awesome topics. We went into keeping a blue head, we went into sweeping the sheds, and today we're talking about expectations. And I really prompt you to go buy this book because I'm by no means sponsored or anything. Like, I just read this book one time when I was in that book club, like I said, and it impacted and influenced my mind in many ways because we expect what we know to expect from our environment to our lives. We look to become and achieve what it is that we know is normal or comfortable, or to the highest degree that we can fathom in our minds. Like, we can only dream the biggest dream that we know how to until someone opens our eyes and says, well, the world's so much bigger, life's so much bigger, opportunity is so much more. And I know that everyone listening to this, you guys have so much potential, so much capability to become all that you want to become. So I tell you to go pick up this book because what it is about from front to back is taking your life to that next level and becoming that next level kind of person that we don't get the opportunities to be in those environments with such successful people and programs and cultures all the time because they're rare and they're hard to achieve and they're hard to be a part of because there's so much to it. But you guys can go get a book and read through it and experience it firsthand, what it is that you could become and what it is that you can create in a culture and in a family and in a team. So I really say go pick up the book because I know you guys can do such amazing things. And there's so much opportunity left in your life and so many doors to run through. So, anyways, that's going to be kind of this episode is about expectations, raising yours and setting your bar high, and then also doing that for the people in your life and the teams and cultures that you build. Anyways, super cold outside and my throat is on the edge. So please hang with me. But today, we're going to embrace expectations, aim for the highest cloud, they say. And if you fall, you'll land on a lofty mountain. That is the Maori, however you say it in New Zealand. I probably should look it up. Way of saying shoot for the stars, land on the moon kind of thing. So they have a saying, the All Blacks, that says, don't be a good All Black, be a great All Black. Don't just be satisfied to reach your targets, go higher. And then there's a quote by Michael Jordan in here. It says, I challenge myself to be the best basketball player every moment I'm playing the game. So learn to embrace expectations and set them for yourself. Now, the truth is that the story we tell about our life becomes the story of our life. If you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Visualize to actualize. Fake it till you make it. Okay, I just want to note on this. Kind of what I was saying at the beginning of this episode is the truth is that the story we tell ourselves about our life becomes the story of our life. It's so true. What you believe about yourself is who you are and what you're going to become. So you got to start telling yourself a better story. And if that means that there's an adversity that you faced, for example, and maybe you fell short, and stop telling yourself, like, I suck. I messed that up. I'm a failure. I'm this and that. Start telling yourself, I messed up. I made a mistake, but I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to be a warrior. Watch me come back from this stronger, better. Watch me leave my mark, my legacy. Okay? So that's what they mean by tell yourself better stories. Not deceitful or untrue stories, better stories, so that you can make progress. Okay? Judge yourself against the world's best without question. Now, that's where I'm going to come in and give our reflection moment is judge yourself against the world's best. Zero, like, what did he say? Without question. Okay? That is a big idea. So think of your sport. Think about the greatest athlete that you know. Compare yourself to them. Is that overwhelming? And people might say comparison is a thief of all joy. Well, when you are striving for greatness, if you compare yourself to greatness, you're going to start striving towards greatness. Versus if I compare myself to the athlete across town that's just a little bit better than me and has some things I want, and that is not good. Don't do that. Compare yourself against the greatest that you're achieving. If the greatest person is across town, then great. Okay? But start comparing yourself to that and start working and achieving step by step to that, because expectations, they put pressure on you, but then you can apply that blue hedge strategy that we talked about yesterday, and then you can start working towards those expectations, because ultimately you're going to become and create what it is you believe you can become or create. You're not going to exceed that bar that you set for yourself. You have like an internal thermostat, right? And that internal thermostat might be set at 70 degrees. And so if you hit 80, like, but inside you're a 70, it's just going to bring you right back down to a 70. And vice versa. Like if you're a little bit low and you're at like a 50, it'll raise you up to a 70, but you'll never hit 100, 120, right? And that's something I learned. I learned it from Ed Milet a few years back, the internal thermostat. But it's a psychological principle of you're always going to reset to your baseline, and your body and your mind has a way of bringing you back down to it. So if your expectations are down here, you're going to come back to here. Even if for a moment you're up or down, like here it is. But if all your dreams and everything that you want to achieve is up here, but you haven't started to aim for that or expect that out of your life or actually believe that that is possible for yourself, they're going to stay dreams. It's going to stay in the clouds. And I said it last year, but vision without action is a dream, and action without a vision is a nightmare. It's the same thing. If you don't put vision and action together, or belief and action, belief and vision together, you're just going to stay at this baseline of where you don't want to be. And you're going to look down the road in 4 years, not at the school, or not at a school that you wanted to go to, or not playing your sport anymore, or doing something that you didn't want to do with your life because you kept your expectations here on the ground and your dreams up in the clouds instead of raising that bar. Because once you raise the bar of expectations to the same level as your dreams, now these are your goals. So I hope that makes sense. But that's what we're talking about in the book, is understanding the target you shoot for is the target that you're aiming at. It's the target that you're ultimately going to hit, so set the right target. So reflect in your life. Think of some of the expectations you might have down here that aren't matching with the level that you want to go, and reassess them. Reassess your plan. Start making a better one that is aiming you at the greatest outcome that you can go for, that is aiming you at the greatest person that you know in your field. So you are aiming for greatness instead of just mediocre or average. Raise your bar intentionally and put yourself in that situation where you're actively trying to reach it every single day. So that was our episode for today. That's all I had to talk about. Ultimately, my information to you guys is Legacy is a great book if you are curious what actually creating a legacy is about, what goes into making a culture that lives on. And the All Blacks are the epitome example of it's bigger than them. It's bigger than sports. It's about life. And ultimately, those characteristics, the skills, the mental skills that you learn, it's all to propel you forward as a person, never just as an athlete. So appreciate you guys tuning in to day 3, week 2 of Mentality Minutes. That's going to be our conclusion to the book Legacy. But please go pick it up, go read it, learn what it really is like to be part of something so inspirational and how to create it if you ever have the chance. I think that's all that I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and absolutely keep going, killing it, building your foundation, and being the amazing people, students, athletes, whatever your endeavor is.